he shuts down the telegraph, which at that point in time was like our internet. I mean, I hadn't understood this before doing the reporting on the book, but it had gone from being something where when Lincoln took office, he would send out, he'd send a messenger to the telegraph office once a month to send out a message. By the time of the book, which is 1864, he's basically living in the telegraph office. He's sending out many proclamations and other sorts of announcements, but he's also, sort of in a surveillance mode of reading everything that's coming across the wires, because the wires are going through the War Department just a few just feet from the White House. So, and then meanwhile, every citizen is using the telegraph to do everything from, sending a message to their friend who they're going to meet for dinner and saying, we're going to the opera. There's all kinds of dialogues going on there. When people were in the field fighting, they could have a dialogue on the telegraph. So when he shuts it down up the whole East Coast, that's basically if our internet was taken away from us, and not just for a few hours to see what's happening. This was multiple days. This was when it's in the order of 6 days, where, as one person said, it was as if it vanished into the center of the world. It was gone. So that seems to be an extreme action. He also seized all the telegrams in all of the telegraph offices all up and down the East Coast. And then the newspaper editors, yes, arrested. These are the famous ones. And he puts the military into the offices, not just for an hour or two, but for days. So all of those actions it's the duration of it that moves you past the point of just a president in a state of rage to something that's more threatening to free speech, private property, rule of law in terms of, having charges, investigation, evidence before you make arrests. And, as we learn in the course of the book, it's actually, he had some information that was, significant to understanding why this thing had happened. And in as much as he had drafted, an order for soldiers that mirrored the one that was in the papers, and had signed it but didn't send it out. So he knew essentially it was a leak. So if he thought it was a leak, then you would think that all the wrath would happen just within the White House confines or the War Department, and wouldn't just be unleashed on the press.